What does awakening feel like, really? Now, many people are trying to explain, but many have failed. I'm going to try to explain in this video, but I'll probably fail too. Now, if I can sum it up in one sentence, awakening feels like beyond words, really. I can't explain it. Like this other day, on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm just sitting in my apartment where I live on the 7th floor. I'm sitting. My mind is clear as water, meaning there's nothing on my mind. I get up. I walk to the pantry. I hear nothing but my footsteps. I make herbal tea. Oh yeah, relaxing. I walk to the stereo. I play my favorite Lana, and Lana says, I feel it everywhere, and nothing scares me anymore. And then I thought, Lana, you too, huh? Hello, beautiful people. My name is Alula, and welcome to Awaken the Ego. I want to talk about what does awakening feel like, actually. Now, this video is for people out there who keep hearing this word awakening and are wondering what it means. This video is for people who are on the journey of becoming their best selves, are wondering what is waiting for them on the other side of the bridge. Now, my awakening, guys, started in 2020, but then it was triggered a year earlier. But 2020, guys, is where I said, where I began this journey of awakening. Now, 5 years into this journey, I can confidently say to you that I'm at least 80% of the way, and the benefits of this awakening is tremendous. Really, really. Like I said, I have no words to explain to you how it feels like exactly. Is only if it happens to you, then you will know what it means exactly for you. Many people have talked about awakening, but my journey on awakening to awakening, guys, has been one of the most painful things I have ever experienced in my life. Actually, the last 2 years of this journey have been the hardest. There was a time where I felt like I could no longer handle this ascension or this awakening. It's better off if I'm no longer here. But then again, now I'm on the other side of the bridge. I feel like I'm untouchable. Now, what is the first fruit you acquire by becoming your own? Guys, that is lust and fear just vanishes out of your life. In fact, When I look back at it, you know, and when I used to live my life in lust, fear has invaded my life and has affected everything that I did. But this awakening has come to strip me of this fear. But then the process was so scary. Yeah, there was a period of time for about a year where I had lost my libido. I really had no even thoughts of sex, which freaked me up a little bit. But that was just the process of me removing the lust out of my life. Now the thing about lust is that once you begin to live your life in lust, fear, guys, begin to invade your life. Why is this so? Because when you're lustful, you need something from someone, or you need something from people, especially women. You will have complicated relationship with the opposite sex. Guys, nowadays my relationship with women is the best. Why? Because I'm not lustful. Why? Because I just see them for who they really are. In fact, lust, guys, is the biggest weapon that this matrix uses to keep people in line. Because lust breeds fear. Now, if you live your life in lust, guys, your number one medicine, your number one goal in this world becomes to acquire sex. Now, since your happiness depends on somebody else, you become fearful. Why? Because you're not sure whether those people are able to give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? Now, this affects your job. This affects everything. This affects your relationship. This affects, guys, everything that you do. But if you decide to work on your lust, and this is what awakening does exactly, now you are free as a bird. Now, nothing scares you anymore, guys. Now, that is the way to live life. When you awaken, you don't become attached to things as the biggest blessing of all, actually. And this is so liberating. You do something without actually expecting like nothing in return. Wow. And let me tell you something, especially in the department of relationships and pursuing like partner and all that, this is so attractive. Now this, guys, expands your area of money, relationship, and it, guys, everything. Since like awakening forces you to live from inside out, especially things that are outside of you, guys, they become non-relevant. When I was living in the world, when I was living in my lower self, in my lower dimensions, I remember when I was so attached to things, yeah, I would meet women, especially if she's attractive, I would become so attached. My money, I become so attached. I become fearful of even spending it sometimes. But all that is a thing of the past. I walk around, I see a beautiful woman that I like, I have a glance at her, but there is no feeling of I should have her. For me, it's just an appreciation. Hey, you know what I'm saying, guys? Attachment is like saying, non-attachment is like saying, if you roll with me, I'm cool. If you don't roll with me, I'm also cool. I can go to live in the best areas, and I can go back, and I can also go back to the hood and still be happy because I'm not attached. And let me tell you something. When you live your life with attachment, guys, you're gonna suffer. That leads to suffering because you are A, attached to something that does not fulfill you. B, you are attached to something that has no depth. But when you are met with awakening, guys, this shall be stripped away from you. All right, let's move on to the most important fruit that you shall receive or you shall harvest when you pursue this journey of awakening. Is that, guys, the most amazing thing that comes out of your awakening is your purpose. Oh, wait, let me tell you something. If you happen to find the reason why you're here, guys, you have just found heaven on earth. Man, there are times where I'm completely broke. I feel like I'm the richest man in the world. Why? Because I got my purpose. There are times where I feel a little bit down, but I think of my purpose and it energizes me. Yeah, there are times where I'll feel discouraged. I think of my purpose. And then I have a good reason to go on again. Guys, if you find your purpose, meaning that you know what you're here for, your life is full of joy. You know, now there are people who go pursuing these materialistic things, which I was one of them in the past. There are people who go around pursuing as much sex as they can, which I was also into this kind of thing when I was exploring. Those people, they don't know what they're looking for. What they're looking for is themselves, which awakening shall give you guys. All right, there's gonna be a part 2 or part 3 about this topic. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Until your next video, God bless and take care. Bye bye. See you.